So by default, what you can see is when you draw with freehand tool, it's basically drawing a line, and then there are points to that line, right? That's simple as it looks. But let's change this color to maybe a red color, because there are other options to this as well. So by default, when you choose that, you get auto stroke. So it basically draws the line. But what if we turn on auto fill as well? As you can see, it creates a shape with a fill inside, right? So you draw, and while you're drawing, it actually shows you the shape. And if you're satisfied with this one, you just let go and you start to draw another shape, right? And it has multi-stroke fill, so let's see what that does. Now I draw this, and once I'm finished with this, I can keep on drawing, and then it just keeps adding to the points already existing. And once I'm satisfied with it, I can hit enter or escape, and then I can start a new one. So that's that. Let's say I want to add another shape here, and then add it to that. And another one, so on and so forth. Escape, and now I have multiple shapes drawing. And it doesn't only stop there. So let's just go through the capabilities that this one gives us. So let's say I'm in freehand mode. I want to turn multi-strokes off. Let's just leave auto fill off as well. So when I zoom in, you can see this is the width of my brush. I can change that quite easily by holding Alt down and then clicking, letting go of the mouse. So Alt down and clicking left mouse button, holding it down and dragging left and right, I can adjust the width of the brush. And by default, it doesn't have any fill, so if I draw a single line. Okay? I'm gonna add a new layer here, vector layer, so we don't mix it up with stuff. Alright? So that's that. And I'm gonna bring this up to where my character is, or above everything else. So all the lines are visible as well. Now, I can come over here, and before I actually start drawing, I can change the options of both the tool that I'm using, and also I can change the style of the pen itself. So let's click over here, and I'm going to choose blush. This is a really good example, and I really like the effect a lot. So now if I draw, look at the effect that it's creating. Right? So it creates lines for me, but it's quite uniform, quite random, it's fine. But if I go to the options here, I can use pen pressure. That's extremely useful when you have a pen tablet working with. If I click on random, and let's see how that works now. It actually changes the size in a random way. So it kind of tries to replicate the effect of using a pen tablet, but without having one. Obviously, you don't have enough control, but you can change the width control, the variations within the size change by using something like that, or you can change the taper start and finish. And you can also increase how smooth it makes your lines to be. So the higher it is, the smoother the drawing lines that you make will become. Right? So I draw a circle, it does it like so. If I bring this down, it doesn't do anything at all. So you want to have it in a, depending on the project that you want to work with, you can have nice looking shapes like so. And then finally is the point reduction. How many points do you want it to make? If the lower the number, let's look at the points, the more points you're going to have. The higher the number, the less points you're gonna have. So let's draw the same thing. I'm gonna use the same tool. Let's have more points, point reduction, and then let's see how that looks. So much less points on my basically on the drawing that I made. And don't forget again, these are all vectors. You can grab onto the points and make the changes you want to make, and it will update with that stylistic look. But it doesn't only end there. Let's say I want to apply the same effect on my character here. Let's choose the head layer, and I'm going to go to face, let's say. And I want to change the effect that it has here. So I'm going to choose the select shape tool, and then over here I can change the style of both the fill and the stroke and the overall style of this. So let's take brush again. And now that has been applied to my shape. Right? But it doesn't stop there. I can change the width. Let's select it. I can change the width of the stroke. Let's make it a little bit thicker. Again, I'm just trying to create a stylistic look to it. And let's see how that looks. Right. Not so fun. So you can apply two different styles to your shape over here. You can change the colors. And also, a really interesting feature is this. Let's then let me select this tool again. And then choose. Where's the second? This is the overall one. And I'm going to double click on my shape here, and I think it should be. But then I can have line void. So what does line void mean? Let's say let's make it 3 frames. And let's just jitter angle a little bit. Press save. Now if I play the animation, I can have that hand drawn effect applied to the animation. So it makes it a little bit more interesting when you're adjusting the settings here. Yes.
Boil line is the one.
Boil line, yes. That's animating. So you can change this. That would give you more randomness. I'll leave this to 2 or 3. I wouldn't take this more than that. If you want quite sketchy hand drawn look, then obviously you want to have that frame rate at 1. So let's change the size variations and spacing. So these all give different effects. Now, before we move on from this, let's have this, and then let's bring the size a little bit lower. Let's see how this one looks. So obviously you can come up with lots of different looks applied to do this. This is quite fast for my liking. I generally leave it around like 3 or 4 frames. That makes them look good. Sorry, we have to first choose the shape and then make the change. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? This looks fine.